everybody. I've got some Schiffer red feather mail, which is really cool. So I have been in touch with Yasmeen Westwood for a while, and I never really, I knew that she had decks out, but it wasn't until the Hummingbird Oracle and the Angel Oracle that she did together with Ellen Valadares that I really, noticed them properly. So, I took some pics of those, shared them on my Insta, we got to talking, and Yasmeen was like, I really want you to review all my other decks. So I was like, great, I wouldn't mind that at all. And she had her publisher send them to me. Red Feather Mind Body Spirit is a subsidiary of, I believe, Schiffer Books. I still have some old Schiffer decks with the Schiffer logo here. Not anywhere I can easily access them, but these are all Red Feather releases. And it's 2 tarot decks and 1 Lenormand deck. So I would actually like to, I have opened these, but I have not, I've only taken the plastic off. I've not, really looked at them. So I kind of wanted to do this little unboxing moment here together with you. And we're going to start with the Lenormand of Enchantment by Yasmeen Westwood, written by Calliope, I think. So you get this really gorgeous little box. It's a pretty cool Lenormand set. Not gonna lie, you get this really cute little magnetic flap going. Probably should show what the box looks like when you open it up. So this is what you see when the guidebook is out of the box, and the guidebook is really thick. What I like about it, because I have quickly taken a glance at this guidebook, I really like that we get, so for example, for the snake card, you get a little bit of prose up here, so that's the same for every card. Then you get some keywords, then you get a meaning, and then you get Lenormand snake combinations. Now, to be quite honest with you, I've never been that good at them, but there's so much information here. It's literally abnormal. So for a Lenormand junkie who kind of well, if you've been reading Lenormand for a long time, you probably already know all these things, but I feel like Calliope did a really good job with the guidebook. Oh, funny, the little bit of prose was created by Calliope, I think, so that's cool. It's a cute little guide. Well, it's not a little guidebook. It's quite a hefty guidebook. So if you're looking for a really good Lenormand starter kit, and you don't like the more classic Lenormand decks that are out there, this may be a Lenormand deck for you. So the cards are cute and tiny. I have seen boxes where they have this insert where it's, where the cards still slip under, or where it's not secure. For this deck, that's not the case, and I love that. So let's start by looking at these cards. Am I going to hold them up? Yes, I'm going to hold them up a little bit. By the way, gilded, gorgeous backs, and cute and tiny. And there are so many publishers nowadays that publish these big-ass Lenormand decks when you're supposed to lay them out in a pretty big spread. So yeah, I love this. So we get really cute little interpretations of the cards, and I really like it. It's kind of got that romantic, steampunky vibe. I love this house. The tree's really sweet as well. I love these clouds too, and it's not cluttered at all, but it is just a little bit more than your basic Lenormand deck, and I do like that a lot. But it was very tastefully and respectfully done by Yasmeen, so I like that. I like this. I think it's really, like, the things that were added do, like, make sense, if you get what I'm saying. I love this child card. Normally this is one of my least favorite cards in a Lenormand deck, and I love it here. I love the fox card. And the bear is really cute as well. And Yasmeen has this really cute, whimsical style that feels almost a little bit vintage sometimes, if you get what I'm saying. It feels very vintage. It feels kind of, I don't know, it's kind of got that late, a lot of people are going to be like, is that vintage already? Yes, it is. It's kind of got that late 90s, early 2000s feel. And that's the period of time where I grew up in. So that is when I was like a teenager. So it's really, really, really gorgeous. I love this path card. So yeah, Yasmeen works with, works digitally, so sometimes it will be kind of photo collage, sometimes it will be 3D manipulation, everything digital she does. I like this one as well. I think it's cute. I love the woman. And this lily, come on now, look at her. So yeah, it's a really, really cute deck, and I really like it. I like that I got it. I've kind of been getting back into Lenormand a little bit more lately. You know, and all the other like European cartomancy style decks such as Kipper, or also like older stuff like the Madame Delora de la Haye cards. And I don't know, I think they're fabulous. So this is a really cute little deck. I am smitten with these backs. So yeah, I quickly wanted to show that. And then for the tarot decks, I kind of want to do a side-by-side little thing where we kind of, you know, because they're still in order, so that's going to be fun. I kind of want to do a side-by-side thing. So, let me tell you, there's two decks. The Tarot of the Enchanted Dreams, which is the older of the two, and Tarot of the Enchanted Soul, which is the newest. They both come in pretty similar and pretty hefty boxes, although these boxes are way better than the old Schiffer lift top boxes that they used to have with the ribbon. These are a bit easier to handle. With both decks, you get a pretty chunky guidebook, but I do feel, okay, where do I put this? Where do I put this? I need to get all this stuff out of the box. Once again, a good insert. I like that a lot. So yeah, the box is gorgeous. The deck is gilded very well. It's very well done. So that was the Enchanted Soul. That's newer. And now the Enchanted Dreams. Whoops, the camera's wobbling a little, guys. Sorry. So this was the first one. And it seems like they both have similar size guidebooks. The cards are pretty big. Have to be honest about that. Because that's not everyone's cup of tea. Let me get these boxes out of the way. The cards are pretty big. I like big cards. I don't mind them at all. But, you know, some people dislike bigger cards. So what I do remember from looking up a flip through of the Enchanted Dreams is that that deck is pretty femme heavy. There's not that many male figures in there. I used to find that very problematic, but I don't really care that much about that anymore, you know? because I've created my own decks that do that. So that focus more on the masculine. So, you know, there's a deck for everyone. Like I said, I've just received these decks. So I can't really tell you a whole lot about the guidebook in a sense where I don't really know what the difference is. What I do know is that they're pretty well written. Maybe there are differences. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll do another like video on that. I'm not sure. But I kind of want to see like which one of these I like the best. When we look at the decks, when we start looking at the decks for the first time, you see that this one is borderless, which I do prefer, if I'm honest. This one is bordered. This one doesn't have keywords. This one does have keywords. And they also have sort of a similar font situation going on. I feel like it might be very interesting to look at these side by side, to kind of work with these alongside each other even. I don't know. I feel like in a spread, these are probably going to look prettier together, especially when you lay them down next to one another. But, you know, what I have found very often in my, like, mind is that borders or no borders, keywords or no keywords, it's about the art. So we're getting two very different fools here. This one is a little bit more straightforward, maybe, with the dog and the girl and the portal. This one is a dog and a girl, but it's a little... The art style is a little bit different. This looks a little bit more layered. It looks a little bit more subdued. This looks a little bit more crisp. So it kind of really depends on what mood you're in. Also, the backs. I love both of them. I like a good back design so much. I really like this pattern. I also really like this moon. I don't know which one I prefer. So we kind of have to, you know... We'll see what happens. Where am I going to leave these decks, though? That's an interesting question. Yeah, I'm going to leave them right there. All right, then we're headed off into the realm of the magician. Over here we see a female figure. We see all the elements there. Over here it is almost a little less beginner friendly, maybe, in the sense that we don't very obviously see all these elements, so it kind of steers it. I mean, they're all there if you look closely, but you have to sort of, I don't know, look a little bit harder. So I find that very interesting. Then we're headed to the High Priestess. What I also, because I have seen this deck before, this one I've never seen before. I mean, I've seen the box preview image a lot, but that's about it. What I have noticed, and I hope it's the same in this deck, is that her art in her tarot decks is very close-up heavy, and I love that. I love how this High Priestess is staring straight into our souls. This one a little less so, but we do get a little bit more going on. So, you know, they are rather different, both of them. Both of the decks so far, like, they're really, really different from each other. Nothing's the same. I would almost want to play a which deck do I like the best game, but I'm not gonna, but I so want to do it. But I don't know if Schiffer Publishing finds that... or Red Feather finds that unprofessional, but I really kind of want to play that game. Over here we get two very different Empresses. This Empress over here looks a little bit more mature, which I like. They're both very pregnant. Over here we kind of get that subdued, grainy feel to the card. Over here we get a more pop-in image, and I really like the pop-in images a lot so far. Then we're headed into the Emperor. And I have to be honest about this. I don't like seeing that empty throne. I like seeing this. It looks like Yasmeen and I have similar taste in men, so that's good. No, I love this. And I actually really like the keywords that are down here. There's just a lot more going on than in this deck over here on the right. Ooh, and here it gets interesting. So we get 5, the Hierophant, and they're renamed in both decks. Over here it's called the Mentor, and over here in the Enchanted Dreams it's called the Guide. And I have to say, I prefer the Guide in this sense. I feel it's the image attracts me a little bit more to it. You know, it's a review after all. I am allowed to like things. Ooh, the Lovers. That's really stunning. I could I make I mean, obviously with the borders and no borders, it would be a little bit weird maybe, but you could, they're the same size, I think, and you could almost make it a build your own deck type situation. No, the Enchanted Dreams is just a smidge bigger. Unfortunately, that's impossible. Okay. Which one do I like more? I mean, I have to be honest, sometimes the 3D face situation is not always my thing. Sometimes I do like it, but in this case, I prefer this image a little bit more. It's really like a choice between a little bit more modern or a little bit more vintagey. A little bit more early 90s, a little bit more late 90s, if you will. Like, I really dig that sort of 90s steampunk goth girl aesthetic that Yasmeen brings. I like it a lot. The Chariot, ooh, really, really, really pretty. Once again, over here, a little bit more crisp. Over here, a little bit more subdued, a little bit more grainy, a little bit more blurry, but both are gorgeous. Then we get Strength, where over here we get this dragon and hummingbird. I like both of these. Over here we get a more traditional Strength. Overall, I feel like both these decks sometimes steer away from traditional imagery, and sometimes they are very traditional, so it's not necessarily a situation where I could say, oh, this one is definitely more RWS or more beginner friendly. They both do their own thing, which I think is cool. Loving the Hermit. You know what's really funny so far? Overall, I think I dig the vibe of the Enchanted Dreams a bit more, but when it comes to like individual art pieces, this speaks to me a bit more personally. I do find it really cool that the same artist created 2 vastly different decks. Once again, also this wheel, really, really stunning. Justice. Yeah, this is like so much more steampunky. I really like it. It's making my inner goth boy squeal with delight. Now this one, I have seen a preview image of, that perspective card, which is so weird because it's sort of upside down, but then again, it also isn't. Is it like completely upside down? Yeah, it's like, this is really cool. So this is how we're supposed to see the card, right? But it's literally the image upside down. I think that's really, really clever because when I just saw this just now, it's like, huh? What am I looking at? But we're looking at it from the perspective of the Hanged One. So that's really cool. And for this, we get a slightly more traditional Hanged Man. Then we're headed to Death. And this is really cool. I saw this one on Martin's Instagram. Both of these are really different, but both of these are gorgeous. Temperance. Ooh. Loving that. I like this one more now. I like this one a little bit more. When I say I like something more, doesn't mean I dislike the other one. But I love this like gorgeous opulent gown. But it's also a little bit stained and tattered. And this girl is holding a black feather, a white feather. which leaves a little bit more to my imagination, whereas over here it's pretty safe temperance design. So it's interesting though. Though these are both very interesting decks. Wow, both decks over here have a female devil. These are both not my favorites. Am I allowed to? Yeah, I'm allowed to have no favorite whatsoever. Ooh, this tower is really, these are both really intense, but one's even more intense, and I like it a lot. You know, I think I heard Lisa Papez mention that she finds this deck a really good training wheels deck, where you could later, when you're done with the keywords, maybe trim them off, and I can only imagine how gorgeous that must look. It's really stunning. Really, really stunning. Am I going to do this for every card? Am I going to do like a full analysis every time? I don't know. But I know that I do love both these star cards. I like this one a little bit more, but they're both such a different vibe. Loving these moons. Really, really cool. I'm sort of getting Jenna Della Grottalia art vibes as well sometimes, which I like a lot. Sort of that aesthetic a little bit, and I really, really, really like it. I love this sun card so much. So stunning. Hey, is this a similar sun? It looks a bit similar. It's cute. I like it a lot. Then Judgment. Ooh, both very gorgeous. Over here we sort of get a phoenix over here. So it's kind of interesting, right? Like, usually this deck is more traditional, but then for Judgment, it's the other way around. I find it very interesting and very cool. And the world, and I really love this world. I don't know why, but it just makes me really happy. I don't know why. I love this image. So then we're going to go into the minors, and I'm going to go a bit quicker unless I see really, really vastly different things. You will probably find that this one will be the bit more traditional one. This one won't. And when it's the other way around, I will let you know. I love that there's freaking penguins celebrating here. That's really dope. And then we have, oh, I love that mermaid in the Four of Cups. Once again, this is more like grainy, subdued, dreamy, you know, enchanted dreams. This is more awake. We're wide awake, and we're fully present to experience the magic. Wow, really, really pretty. And once again, that vintagey aesthetic, I'm here for it. This is the box art, and I love that. I love it so much. Like, I love that representation of the Six of Cups a little bit more than this, because over here we kind of get a Miss Havisham type of vibe, which I have, you know, which I do get. Ooh, I love this too with the swans. Oh, you know, like, both really, really cute. Really, really, really cute. Ooh, and then once again, this is a bit more mysterious. This is a bit more open. Like, I love how a person can create two completely different decks. I do like this Nine of Cups a little bit better. But they're both really cute. Like, I can't like make a decision. If they would have been like the perfect size match, I totally would have turned this into a Franken deck, I think, where it's like, you know, yeah, like I said, a Franken deck, where sometimes, you know, I will pick a card out of one deck, and the other times the card out of the other deck. These are both really cute. I just love them. So then we're headed into the quartz. And like I said, I have seen this deck before, and what I remember not really liking about this deck was the quartz. Once again, it's a review. I got these decks for review purposes, so I feel like I can be honest about certain aspects of what I like and what I, you know, maybe don't care for that much. It's not necessarily a dislike, but it's definitely a care for situation. I hope the suits are in similar orders, but we'll get to it when we get to it. But I love these two, but I love that Page of Cups. I think it's really, really adorable. So we got to it. So almost all the knights will have that sort of similar knight mask and shield, which I'm not a fan of. Over here, we will have more of a personable depiction, and I adore this. So when it comes to quartz, I think I already know that this deck is going to be a winner for me. But, you know, like, you can't always like every aspect of a deck. I love these. I love both these queens. Like I said, I do love myself a good close-up moment, but I also love this right here. The more subdued, cute versus the more crisp, severe. Both gorgeous. And then we made it to the other thing about the quartz that I already knew that I was gonna like, so every king is just a throne. And you know, like, I'm not mad at it, but I love this so much more. I love how ferocious this king looks. I adore it. I really like it. It's, once again, it's that steampunk fantasy, and I'm living. Then we get the Ace of Swords. Whew, this one's so dope, though. Really, really cool. The Two of Swords, pretty similar. A little bit more crisp versus soft. Three of Swords. Very similar concepts, but also over here with those blue roses. Wow, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I really love this. I really, really dig this. Man, Four of Swords, both really gorgeous. Five of Swords, yeah, I feel like maybe this depicts the card meaning a bit better, also with the colors that were chosen. I don't know, like, my little gay heart just takes a little jump whenever I, you know, see this steampunky Nightwish album cover vibe. I don't know. I hope Yasmeen, if she sees this, she gets what I'm saying. Maybe she's like, what's Nightwish? Ooh, I love this. Like, for some reason, my heart starts singing whenever I see images from this deck, and I love that. But I can't deny how gorgeous this is. You know what would be really interesting? Seeing Yasmeen attempt a Thoth deck. That sounds like something I want from her. Seven of Swords. Ooh. Once again, like, these are both really gorgeous, by the way, but I can't pick. So this did kind of turn into a which one do I like better contest, but I do like this Eight of Swords a lot. I like that it's, because the way I read Eight of Swords is, yes, it is restriction, it is indecision, it is being trapped, but it is also, bitch, you can walk right out of it if only you were to, you know, take off your blindfold. You're not trapped. Whereas over here, there's more legitimate trappings going on. So, yeah. Then the Nine of Swords. Ooh, I like that one a lot. I like that one a lot. But over here we have a super campy Elvira, Mistress of the Dark kind of vibe, which I also think is really cool. So the jury's still out, guys. I don't know which one I like better, but both have really, really great elements to them. And the Ten of Swords, where I prefer this because to me, Ten of Swords isn't necessarily always being stabbed in the back with 20,000 knives. But they're both stunning. So oh, look at that page. So then we get the pages. I love that one. Then we get the knights. Once again, we sort of get that helmet going. It's stunning, but it is a bit, you know, it makes the knight kind of devoid of personality, whereas I feel especially the Knight of Swords has a lot of personality, which we do get to see here, which I like. And I do like me a female Knight of Swords. I think that's really dope. Then we get the Queen of Swords, where I have to be honest, she's more of a ferocious bitch, but I love her crown and her, like, diva-esque makeup. So, yeah. Then we get the King. Yes! Vampire Daddy King. What I wanted to look like when I was 15, but it never happened because I was already balding. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. So then we're headed into the Kingdom of the Wands, where, funnily enough, I actually kind of prefer this one right here. Although, once again, the colors on this one pop a lot more. And I can't wait to kind of delve into the guidebooks. I'm not going to read them cover to cover, because I do find that very boring. But I do kind of want to see what the differences are between the two decks and the intentions behind them. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I like this a lot as well. Really cool, really dope decks. Ooh, oh man, like the wands are like they're both like banging. I like them both constantly, like so cool. Also for this, like, man, this is really, really sweet. I do prefer that one a little bit, but the vibe, on point. Oh, I love this medal for the Six of Wands. I feel like the meaning is conveyed a little bit better here, but I feel like I aesthetically, I find this a bit more pleasing to look at, but I do like that idea of bringing home the medal, so really good job, you know. And, you know, after how many decks, she's done a lot of decks, how different can you portray stuff, right? I do prefer this Seven of Wands a little bit. I feel like there's a bit more urgency there, but they're both gorgeous. And this Eight of Wands, I like them. The wands are pretty like cohesive overall. Really liking all of them. The Nine, ooh. Which one? Which one? I like both of them. Once again, like the Suit of Wands is pretty stellar. Once again, like this is, she did a really good job. Now the page. So this is the box cover for the Enchanted Dreams Tarot. But I have to say I do like the energy of this page a lot. I feel honestly that this was her first deck with them. I feel like the personalities of the court cards are conveyed way better in this deck. Most of the time, except for that Queen of Swords. The Knight on a rad motorbike. Yes, loving that. The Queen. Ooh, but I do like this Queen a little bit more. Funny. And then we get the King, which is like this rock star centaur daddy. Yes, please. So, the coins. The coins is my favorite suit. I'm a total Earth baby, and I love that one a lot. It's kind of giving me, I don't know if Yasmeen knows this deck, but the Energy Oracle cards kind of giving me that. Really liking it. The Two of Coins. Oh, they're called Pentacles here, coins here. Okay, that's cool. Overall, I like the design of the coins themselves a bit more in this deck. Yeah, I keep leaning towards the slightly more modern, crisp imagery sometimes. Also with this, but both are stunning. You know what vibes the Enchanted Dreams is giving me a little bit? This is giving me Charmed. This is giving me Charmed, the TV show. Like if they were to use a tarot deck, they did use a tarot deck in that show once, but if they were to use a tarot deck full time, I feel like it would be kind of this. Whereas this is giving me, so this is more late 90s, this is more early 2000s, if that makes sense. This is more Anne Stokes goth girl Nightwish album cover vibe. Loving how the meaning is conveyed over here. I always love a 5 of coins where it's very clear that help is on the way. Ooh, these are both very similar. I'm liking both of the Pentacles coins vibes though. Both the suits in both decks. I really, really, really dig this farm situation going on over here. I really like that. Funny. Oh, this is so cute. I never would have, like, to be honest, this normally would be more my thing, but I feel like over here I'm getting something really special that I didn't expect. I don't know. I'm kind of floored a little bit even. I love this 8 of coins too, because we're prudently honing our craft, and what better way to do it than with the stained glass window, because that is a very special craft. The 9 of coins, I feel like the garden of luxury is conveyed a little bit more here, but I do love both images. And then the 10 of Pentacles, love them both, but I'm slightly leaning towards that, the Christmassy scene. I think that's really cute. And then the Page of Pentacles, and you know, like, I can't lie, I adore this. This is giving me Macaulay Culkin in the Page Master vibes. Adore it. Yes, like Viking Knight Daddy. Hell yeah. Gorgeous queens. Both of them, I feel like they have very similar vibes. 10 points for the fox. But 20 points for the ornate Easter branch crown on the head. So really, really cool. And last but not least, King of Pentacles. Loving this. So overall, I have to say that I feel like, if I'm being really honest, the Enchanted Soul speaks to my soul a little bit more. But the Enchanted Dreams, I feel like for me personally, is a deck that I have to work with a little bit more in order for me to fully appreciate its beauty. I kind of want to pull a card from both, see how that goes. And we can also see how they're gonna look side by side. So these decks are pretty thick, but the cardstock is, you know, pretty okay. So it's not going to feel like you're holding 20 iPhones stacked on top of each other. The stock is glossy, but it's not that old red feather gloss, that old schiffer gloss that like sticks together a lot. I mean, it's a gloss, but it's a demi-gloss, semi-gloss. It's not that thick. It's not, which automatically makes the cards feel less thick, which is good, especially when you have a more oversized deck like this. You don't want it to be unmanageable for your hands to shuffle. I have very small hands, so I corner shuffle as it is. So let's see which card we get. I like this deck a lot. I like it a lot. Look at the Page of Cups. I love that. I love that for me. Message of love, dreamer, heart on sleeve, sensitivity, innocence, and idealism. Which is kind of the vibe that I'm feeling for the day. So that's interesting. I was on holiday to Spain, and have you ever been on like on vacation, I must say? Have you ever been on a vacation where you were like, oh, this was too good. I kind of don't want to get back to work, and I don't want to get back to daily life because it was too fabulous and too amazing. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm like, I want to go back because it was so nice and sunny in Spain, and me and Willem had such a great time together, and I don't know, man. Like, I never have this. I'm always happy to be home, but I've never had that before. So, probably what also didn't help was waking up to 100 missed emails. So, yeah. There you go. Let's see what card we get from the Enchanted Dreams. We get the Two of Cups. Okay, I love that we're both getting cups. And they do look kind of cute together. Like, or am I lying? No, I'm not lying. Like, the decks do look really good next to one another. So I do like that. On that note, Yasmeen, thank you for the fabulous decks. This has been Levi with the Tarot of the Enchanted Soul, which is this deck. Tarot of Enchanted Dreams, which is this deck. And the Lenormand of Enchantment, which is this deck right here. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.